Now, I saw that Scottie Scheffler said he had no ill will to the cop as the charges were dropped, and I know DB is a big golf fan. I feel like Scheffler has to feel like the man, and I'll tell you why. If you watch dumb reality shows, Danny G, was it Love is Blind when that one woman made it seem like the dude was verbally and mentally abusive, and there was something about oranges? And was Love is Blind. She made this dude on the reality show. I know it's a weird example, but she made him seem like a gaslighting manipulator, and they went to the receipts, right? And they showed that, she's nuts.
The cuties, the small oranges,
there was something about, he said something about her weight, and he's like, I never said that. They broke out the receipts, made him look awesome, and made her look crazy.
What it was is he approached. She was eating cuties, right, which are those little tangerines, and he said to her, "Hey, are you gonna eat those now? Because we're gonna be eating dinner soon."
His name was Cole, remember?
And she made it seem like he body shamed her and made her feel like a slob for eating. And all he did was letting her know we're eating in like an hour.
You're going to eat now? We're eating dinner soon. And she, on the show, was like, he questioned everything I ate, even oranges.
On the reunion, they're like, play the clip, show the receipts. Yeah. And they play it, and we all watched it. We're like, he didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything.
And I bring that up because that's my dumb analogy for Scottie Scheffler, because the video comes out, and you're like, there was no cop dragged by a car. There was no crazy altercation.
There was no $80 pants rip that I saw.
It seemed pretty...
Was that the story? Yeah, he tore his Cavaricis in the melee.
They were parachute pants.
He tore his Jordache jeans, his Bugle Boys. I'm like, I didn't see that.
When you watch a video, Scottie Scheffler's got to be like, awesome, show everyone the receipts, because during this whole time,
charges dropped.
He was probably thinking, I hope they have the video, because all it's going to show is that I did nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. So in a relationship, when a woman or a boss or someone accuses you of something,
receipts.
If you got the receipts to prove they're the wacko, it's so satisfying. And I can only imagine Scottie Scheffler got his chin up a little bit extra today, saying, listen, I didn't mean to try to pass the security people. I didn't know, but I'm not this maniac.
We're guilty of speculating on, hey, man, well, he should have stopped, and you don't get rough with an officer. It turns out that wasn't even the story. So, don't jump to conclusions, and I'm glad they figured that out. Dan Byer, you got something here?
I don't think that's exactly how it went down.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Not to derail what you guys said.
Hey, but let's get the facts.
Let's hear. You guys have a little room for a little body cam footage convo?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this was Scottie Scheffler, and not the cop that arrested him that had the $80 pants damaged that he dragged. This is a separate cop who actually did have his body cam on.
Oh.
So this is about a minute-long conversation between Scottie Scheffler and the officer.
As I was pulling in, my window was down, and the officer told me to stop. And first of all, I did not know that he was a police officer. I thought he was one of the security guards that was mistaken. And as I was pulling by him, he grabbed my arm. Stop right there. Why does it matter if he's a security guard or a police officer?
Is there a pause it, Dan? Thank you.
You're right. I should have stopped. I did get a little.
There is a huge difference between a cop and a security guard.
Not a cop, right?
I know, Paul. Yeah, that's like saying if the LAPD pulls you over and some guy working security at the mall's like, hey, you!
But maybe that's just your misconception.
No, you're supposed to respect everyone.
Yeah.
But to say a cop and a security guard are getting your same level of, law authority, come on, give me a break. You're telling me, Danny G, a mall cop on a Segway is getting the same attention as, a highway patrol officer? Come on. I'm sorry, continue.
A bit impatient because I'm quite late for my tea time. And as he was reaching in the car, he grabbed my shoulder and hit me, like trying to get you to stop, right? Yes. Okay. It seemed to be a little bit over aggressive because the entrance was open. Okay. And I pulled a little bit because I was afraid. I thought he was going to start hitting me, and I didn't know who he was. He didn't tell me he was a police officer. All I saw was the yellow jacket. I didn't know what he was doing. I listened to any police officer. So the thing is, he's wearing a uniform. Okay. He also is wearing the same jacket that I have on that says police. Yes. Okay. Also, on that, if someone's telling you to stop, no matter who it is, you don't keep going. So what happened is you kept going and you took him with you while he's
Pause again.
Okay.
Pause again.
So
it doesn't matter who.
You took him with your car.
Well, if someone's telling you to stop, if it's a traffic person or someone if it's just a guy at a concert venue, you're not going to stop?
No.
Well, who are you? Above the law, Steven Seagal?
Dun, 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 dun.
I mean,
Sorry
that's just common courtesy, no?
No, I left it running because there were only 5 seconds left. So that's why I just let it. No, that's okay.
That's very
Totally
interesting, though, to hear the rest of that footage and the rest of that story.
Dude, I don't want it to come across like I'm some disrespectful
Hey,
J.O.,
no
but
one's putting those words in your mouth. You're saying them.
I think you got to stop. I don't care if it's a security guard or a police officer.
Danny,
agree.
Danny, disagree completely. I'll
What
tell
are
you why.
talking about?
Dan,
you just running people over?
No, not running people over. But
When the crossing guard has no authority,
Bro,
you just run them over?
Dude, if I'm walking down the street and LAPD's like, sir, stop where you are, I'd be like, yes, officer, what do you need? If some hobbling around like mall cops like, hey, you, I'd be like,
and
yeah,
put
later.
it in context, because if we were late to a remote to the start of our show and somebody that didn't look like an officer was trying to stop me, I might
He had
keep
a
going.
bright yellow jacket on that said police.
I wonder why. Why
What more
Buyer?
could he have?
Buyer, why do you think it is that he thought that guy was different compared to the officer he was
I
speaking
don't know.
to?
I actually don't know. And I just go, I go to, when we go to concerts or you go to a ball game and you park in a field and there's a guy at the gate, he says, follow the other person in the orange vest.
Rich
that guy will tell you where to go.
Rich says no.
Yeah. He's in VIP parking. That's why. Yeah. But like you just follow what they're going to do. You know why? Because they're keeping everything in order. And that's
agreed, Dan. I just have massive respect for law enforcement and mild respect for like a hired random security guard. And you could say I'm an a-hole for that, but I'll give you an example. We were at NBA Con in Las Vegas doing an event for Fox Sports Radio. Now, there was no reason. They're like, all right, you got to exit this way. And it was very easy for us to just walk out the other door. They're like, no, this way. Now, if that was a cop, I would say, yes, officer, there's probably a reason. But just some guy wearing a jacket that says security's like, yo, that way. No, not listening to you.
I'm so glad you mentioned NBA Con because should Victor Wembanyama have blown off Britney Spears? Like, remember that
Yes,
whole drama?
I do.
Like 5 minutes after Danny G was hanging out with him, like the whole deal. Like, I mean, should he have been like, oh, that's Britney Spears, or should he just thought it was like another maybe crazed person?
I know. You know, maybe it's because I respect the police too much, or maybe I don't respect security enough.
I think it's that.
But if some guy with a jacket that just says security is like, no, you can't go that way.
It said police.
My thought is, why? But if a cop says
Rich
it, I'll say, yes,
Rich
officer.
thought he was a big fan of Sting.
oh, it's a police jacket. I thought he just...
I thought it was the band.
And again, you're talking to a guy who, when he would see a fire truck, thought they could bust me for speeding just because they had sirens. So I'm going to follow the authority.